You were telling me a few weeks ago that when you produce, you essentially listen for what's missing and put it in. When you hear music, do you constantly find yourself hearing things that you would have added or produced differently? And does that impact the way that you enjoy music personally?
No, it's the other way around. I hear stuff I wouldn't have thought of, and I go, "This is fabulous." That's what really gets me. Like one of the things that was Sly and the Family Stone, and it had horns, and it had great songwriting. It had amazing singing, and that's why I liked it so much. And that was a great example of what got to me. And they really did get to me. And I got to meet them and everything, and I saw them a lot because we both recorded at the same recording studio.
Is there an artist or band you always wanted to work with but never got to?
Good question. Well, I would have liked to work with Amy Winehouse or Donny Hathaway or Sly Stone, but that didn't happen, and so I'd probably climb out of the house if I found someone.
Now, on the flip side of that, is there an artist or band that you had always wanted to work with and then got to work with, and did that experience live up to your expectations?
Well, that would be Lynyrd Skynyrd.
So you discover and produce the first 3 albums.
Yes.
And I know you, like you said, you've told the story a lot, but our local audience, I mean, this show airs largely in Alabama. And so Sweet Home Alabama, every time that comes on, everybody goes nuts. What were your first impressions of Sweet Home Alabama and Free Bird when you heard them? And what changes, if any, did you make to those songs that improved them from when you first heard them? Or did they not need much?
Well, in Sweet Home Alabama, when he says, well, I heard Mr. Young sing about her, I overdubbed myself imitating Neil Young singing Southern Man. And I put it in the background so you could barely hear it. Did you ever hear it?
Now I'm going to listen for it. And
oh, okay. Well, so you didn't hear it.
I didn't. It's got to be. I'm presuming it's subtle. But the thing is now I'm going to have to, as soon as we're done with this, I'm going to have to go back and play it and listen for it specifically.
So is everybody else that listens to this.
That's awesome. That's fantastic.
So that's one thing. Ronnie Van Zant called me on the phone. At this point, I was living in Atlanta. And I'd gone to, there was a club that I went to. I can't remember the name of the club. But I used to go every night because they were closed on Mondays. And I went every night and looking for bands or singers or, because that's what I was going to do now. I started my own label. And about the fourth week, I went to the club because a band would play 6 nights at the club. And then Mondays, the club was closed. So I saw probably 4 bands play. And then Skynyrd came in. And I had 6 nights of it. By the 3rd night, I went and started talking to them. And their manager was with them, which was very good for me. And I said, well, I just started a label and MCA is distributing it. And I would love to sign this band. This band is great. And then the 4th night, I went up and they didn't have a keyboard player at the time. so there was no keyboard, but I played guitar. And I said, what are we doing? I put the guitar on, plugged it in, made sure it was working. I said, what song are we doing? He said, Mean Woman Blues in C sharp.
He's trying to trick you.
Huh?
He was giving you, that's C sharp. He was having fun with you.
He was trying to show me up. And I laughed. I thought he thinks I can't play in C sharp. That's great. I admired that. That's it. I thought, what a great trick. That I don't know. That's a good trick. Because Mean Woman Blues is not hard. It's blues. It's not any chords you wouldn't know. So when he said that to me, I was just putting the guitar on and I laughed. I totally got it instantly. Mean Woman Blues in C sharp. It really made me laugh. And so I played it and took a solo, and then I got off the stage because I wanted to hear more of what they did. And but I'll never forget that because it was very funny.
You know what? I recall there being a story, and I don't know if it's true or not, about you. Maybe it was in a recording session with Lynyrd Skynyrd where John Lennon may have walked in.
Yes.
What was the story there?
That was really funny. That was a record plant LA, which was, in my humble opinion, in the top 5 of studios in Los Angeles. And I worked there exclusively until I couldn't. And so I was always there. And so was John Lennon and a lot of people. And John Lennon used to have like a party once a week that wasn't advertised. And so mostly people from the studio would be there. And we just have fun. So he came in to ask me a question. I don't remember what it was. And they were out in the studio. He came into the control room. So they saw him. So Ronnie Van Zant said, was that John Lennon that was just here? I said, yeah. He said, we need to take a break.
So they missed him. Did it like ruin the day for them? Like at that point where they
No, it amazed them. It amazed them. They never thought they'd be that close to a Beatle. They never thought that would happen to them.